International telework, how to work from France for a foreign company. Teleworking is a trend that crosses borders. The process of recruiting beyond the national territory allows to acquire new talents without having people to leave the country to practice their job. Let's take an example. Alice is French and lives in Bordeaux. She was recently offered a position in a German communication agency based in Berlin. She also tells us that this company does not have an office in France. Alice is very interested in this offer, especially since she would be teleworking full-time in France. But before going any further, her future employer and herself would like to know all the steps to be taken so that the hiring goes smoothly. A foreign company that employs staff in France must fulfill obligations related to declarations and payments of employer and employee contribution for this position. A company whose head office is abroad and which does not have a permanent establishment in France can employ salaried staff, even if it does not have an office in France. In our case, the communication agency based in Germany will have to take the following steps. First, registration and declaration of the foreign company employing staff in France, allocation of a SIRET number. The company must register with the CNFE, Service for Foreign Companies, by filling out the E0 form for the attribution of a SIRET number by the INSEE, and for the affiliation to social organization, URSSAF and Humanist Retraite et Prévoyance. The German company will have to declare its new employee before his first day of work. It is a systematic and nominative declaration procedure for each employee that the employer plans to hire, which must be made to the URSSAF, regardless of the duration and the nature of the employment contract. The German company will then have to provide the employee with payslips and an employment contract and pay social contribution for Alice's employment. About the income tax in France. Due to the withholding tax, the employer will have to collect the income tax on behalf of the tax authorities. They will communicate to the employer the tax rate applicable to each employee through the DSN, Déclaration Sociale Nominative. Finally, in order for the withholding tax to be effective, you must have a bank account in the SEPA zone. Don't forget to open one. Alice was also approached by a Canadian company based in Montreal for a similar position. As in the first case, this company does not have a permanent establishment in France. Alice hesitated because the offer was also very interesting, but she wondered if there would be any additional administrative constraints. Canada is a country outside the EU zone. The law provides that for foreign companies based in a country outside the European Union and United Kingdom, Norway, Iceland, Switzerland, etc., outside the SEPA zone, it is necessary to have a fiscal representation company to ensure the payment of social security contribution and income tax, withholding tax. As for the German company, the Canadian company will have to carry out the same administrative procedures, but will have to call upon a fiscal representation company for the payment of social security contribution and income tax.